If you've had gestational diabetes before, if you're carrying more body fat than ideal, if you have a family history of diabetes, if you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, or you're over 30 years of age, you're classified as being high risk of developing gestational diabetes during your pregnancy. Now, gestational diabetes is when you get high levels of sugars in your bloodstream as a result of a hormone called insulin not working effectively enough during your pregnancy. Gestational diabetes can result in a whole host of problems for both you and your bubba, so it goes without saying that prevention is the best option. So in this video, I'm going to share 5 of my favourite evidence-based dietary tips for you to get started with. Stay tuned. Hello, if this is our first time connecting, welcome. My name is Melanie McGrice and I'm a dietitian who specialises in the first 1,000 days of life, from preconception through to toddlerhood, where nutrition impacts genetic programming that will impact the rest of your baby's life. Make sure that you subscribe and connect with me on my socials. You'll find all of the details in the description box below this video. Now, in this video, I'm going to discuss 5 of my favourite dietary tips for reducing the risk of gestational diabetes. So let's dive straight in. Tip number 1, optimise your vitamin D status. Now, if you live somewhere gloriously warm, this may not be a problem for you because, as you know, we get most of our vitamin D from the sun, unless, of course, it's too warm so that you avoid the sun altogether. Personally, I live in Melbourne, Australia, and although we have fabulous summers, the winters are freezing. So vitamin D deficiency is rife here. Vitamin D deficiency has been linked to an increased risk of gestational diabetes. So although I believe that every pregnant mama should have her vitamin D levels checked, this is especially important if you have a high risk of GD. Now, if your levels are low, even if you're already taking vitamin D supplements, I'd highly recommend that you ask your dietitian to review your supplement regime to ensure that the vitamin D levels are rising quickly enough. I can't tell you how often I see clients taking vitamin D supplements, but their blood tests are still showing that their levels are going down instead of up. Yet their supplement regime hasn't been reviewed in years. So make sure you get it sorted. Now, tip number 2 is to speak to your dietitian about inositol supplements. There's building evidence to suggest that these nutritional supplements can help to reduce the risk of gestational diabetes in certain women. There are a few types of inositols, so it's also important that you take the right type and the right dose for your needs. So again, make sure that you get personalised advice from your prenatal dietitian before taking these. Tip number 3 is to monitor your pregnancy weight gain. I always worry talking about weight management during pregnancy because it's a lot more complicated than it sounds. Some women gain tons of fluid weight during pregnancy as a result of pregnancy hormone changes, and they can end up overly restricting their food intake, which is not good for them or their bubba. But as a general rule, gaining too much weight too quickly during pregnancy increases the risk of gestational diabetes. So, if you're in the high risk category for GD, I recommend that you organise some regular weigh-ins during pregnancy so that you can track your progress. If the scales distress you, you can always ask your healthcare professional not to share the numbers with you. Then use these results as motivation to get some additional support and advice if you need it. Which brings me to tip number 4. Book in an appointment with a prenatal dietitian. Now, I know I'm biased, but if you're in the high risk category for gestational diabetes, I think you're crazy if you're not getting personalised advice from a prenatal dietitian. I've personally been able to assist tons of clients to avoid this condition, and those who ended up with it had much better results than they would have if they had have left it until the second half of their pregnancy before seeking assistance. In fact, one interesting study found that just 3 consultations with a dietitian significantly reduced the number of mamas ending up on medication for gestational diabetes. And who wouldn't prefer to eat more healthily and nourish your growing baby better than waste money on taking drugs? There's loads of fantastic prenatal dietitians around, and in my opinion, minimising your risk of GD and or managing it well is one of the best investments that you can make in the future health of your baby. Finally, tip number 5 is my favourite. It's to download my free pregnancy meal plan. It's been designed to help optimise your diet to reduce your risk of gestational diabetes. The meals have a low glycemic index and are nutrient rich, and it has a fantastic glycemic distribution to help optimise your insulin hormones. All you need to do is go to www.melaniemcgrice.com/pregnancy. I look forward to seeing you soon to provide you with more prenatal nutrition tips. Bye for now. List of problems for you. Oh, sorry, messed it up already. Sorry, we'll need to start again. Yeah, thanks. Do more prenatal nutrition. I look forward to